Welcome to Dmac Mad Gaming. I'm your host, Dmac Gaming. We believe gaming is a lifestyle, not a hobby. Today we're talking about something that's been all over social media for the whole week now. Everyone been talking about Microsoft lied. Phil Spencer is lying. This is not the most powerful console ever developed. It's not going to be to hit 60 frames per second. It's not going to be true native 4K. It's not going to do as they've been hyping it up to do. It's not going to be as powerful as a PC. It's not going to be able to run native 4K. It's going to do checkerboard rendering 4K, which is fake 4K and this and that. A lot of gamers are upset about this hardware and they are complaining throughout the gaming community. Everyone's saying Phil Spencer's a liar. He's lying through his ass, this and that. And let me break it down for you guys why they feel this way. So let's look at frame rates, FPSs, frame per second. A lot of gamers that play PC games can upscale their frame rate from 30 to almost 144 frames per second. Now, if you guys don't understand how frame rates work and how frames per second works, is how many frames that you see before your eye blink. And once your eye blink, it absorbs information, collects information, make a decision on information that is seen. So if you have 30 frames per second, you'll see 30 frames before you can make a decision on what's happening on the screen. That means any frame rate that's higher than 30, you get more information. You get more information, you'll be able to react quicker, you'll be able to play a lot of games with quicker reaction time, less lag. And this is really important in multiplayer games, and especially first-person shooter games, where each decision is critical to you winning the game, to you advancing to the next level. And a lot of PC gamers feel like console gamers are stuck in a hard place, like we are restrained because we only can play games at 30 frames per second. And then when Microsoft announced the Xbox One X last E3 that it'd be the most powerful console ever, that it'd be the true native 4K. A lot of PC gamers feel like this was a lie. A lot of PC gamers own console games and own console and play console games and own a PC and play games on their PC. And they're able to interface with their settings and update and upscale their resolution and their frame rates. And this is the reason why they feel like frame rates are so important. And Spencer did an interview Monday a week ago or so, where the interviewer asked him, the one thing that a lot of gamers notice that are not tech savvy is the frame rates. And a lot of gamers feel like frame rates is more important gameplay than actual visuals. And Phil Spencer said, really? And a lot of gamers in the gaming community lost their minds about this. They're like, oh my God, how can Phil Spencer lie about that? Phil Spencer knows that frame rates is more important than visual, more important than resolution. He's a liar. He's not for us. He doesn't care about the gaming community. He's not a developer or a person that makes hardware looking out for the gaming community. He's looking to make money. He's looking to sell products. That's all he's trying to do. He's lied to us. He betrayed us and this and that. Listen, guys. It's really simple. Phil Spencer has stated this is a premium console that not everyone can want to buy. He said that this console is the most powerful console they ever developed. And he believes that. And he's confident that this console will show us how powerful it is when it's released. All these speculations and talk and things that's happening is before this console is even released. The console don't release until November 7th. You understand what I'm saying? And so everyone's giving speculation about this console is not going to be able to do 60 frames per second. This is not going to be true to native 4K. And a lot of gamers and gaming community went to E3, got to test some of the demos for these games. They said the games look beautiful. The games run good on the Xbox One X. It looks amazing, and this and that. But they're still in development. The Xbox One X still hasn't hit the shelves yet. And they're complaining and crying about Phil Spencer lied to us. Phil Spencer told us this is the most powerful console ever. But it can't even hit 60 frames per second. And why should I go out there and spend an extra $100 on a console that does the same thing that the console I have at home does? It does the same thing the PlayStation 4 does. It does the same thing as the Xbox One S does. So why should I go out there and put an extra $100 on a console that does the same thing that I already own? I'm wasting $100. This is what they're saying in the gaming community on YouTube, Twitter, and a lot of other social media platforms. They're complaining that Microsoft has lied about this powerful console, that this console is not as powerful as they claim it to be, and that the Jaguar CPU won't be able to handle 60 frames per second, and that we're stuck at a measly 30 frames per second, and they feel like that we're missing out on something amazing. Now, let me give you my opinion about this. First of all, you PC gamers, I understand that you play at a higher frame rate, at a higher resolution, and you notice a difference, and it's beautiful to you. But gamers that play on console really don't care, because if we care, we would have bought a PC inside of PC gaming. We are happy and comfortable with playing games at 30 frames per second. And if we can get native 4K or checkerboard resolution 4K, we're okay with that too. I'm a console gamer. I've been a console gamer for years. I own a PC and a laptop, and I hardly ever game on it because I'm not interested in PC gaming. The graphics look great to me on consoles. The input for me playing games has no lag, and I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. I have no problems with lag and multiplayer when I'm playing on the console. Yes, a lot of times I get my ass handed to me, but that makes me want to continue playing to get better. And I'm okay with 30 frames per second. And if I can get better visuals, I'm okay with that as well. I just like consoles because they're convenient for me. Then there's less hassle. You PC gamers say, well, PC gaming isn't a hassle neither. You just have to go into the settings and upscale everything. Yes, you have the ability to do that. Developers give you the ability to do that. Console gamers, the developers set a certain setting for resolution and frame rates, and we have to go back. And I'm okay with that. The graphics look amazing. I played Witcher 3 on my PlayStation 4 Pro. Amazing. Gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? I played Injustice 2 on my PlayStation 4 Pro and my Xbox One. Gorgeous. I played Tekken 7, as you see in this gameplay, on my Xbox One. It looks gorgeous. Even though it's not hitting 1080p and it's not going to 60 frames per second, I'm okay with this. And if this hardware that I'm having allows me to download quicker, have less lag time when I upload my games, and allows me to see a better visual, I'm cool with that. And I feel like Phil Simpson has not lied to us. He didn't come out here and say since last E3 that this hardware will be able to do 60 frames per second native 4K on all games. He didn't come out and say that. He didn't come out and say that we are only. He didn't come out and say that every game that comes on our platform will be native 4K, and we don't get nothing about the frame rates. Phil Spencer said it's all up to the developers. He said that he created a hardware that allows them to do whatever they want. It gives them a little bit more power to work with. So if a developer want to optimize a game to be 1080p 60 frames per second on the Xbox One X, they can. I mean, Digital Foundry say that the console has the abilities to run games at 60 frames per second, 1080p. And when you upscale it to 4K, it may have to drop down to 30 frames per second. But for a console gamer that has never really played PC games and never seen frame rates higher than 30 frames per second, we're okay with that. We're used to it. And we're fine with it because it's a choice we made. And myself, I trust Phil Spencer. If Phil Spencer feels like this is where he needs to go, in the direction for Microsoft, this is the direction he needs to go. And I'm cool with that because he's always been a leader for the Microsoft that always looked out for the fans. He brought us backwards compatibility. Not a lot of gamers played the backwards compatibility, but he brought it to us, and it allows us to do it. And we can play it on all the consoles in the family of the Xboxes. We can play backwards compatibility on the original Xbox One, which I have. You can play backwards compatibility on Xbox One S, and the Xbox One S upscales to 4K, 30 frames per second. I mean, it's what it is. And Digital Family did a review of the specs for the Xbox One X, and he said that it can run games at 60 frames per second. Phil Spencer said it can run games at 60 frames per second, 1080p, but it's up to the developers. Everyone want him to mandate the developers to do a certain level of graphics and frames for every game that comes on our platform, and it's not that serious. It's not something that we have to have. I mean, I'm not a fanboy. I know a lot of you guys out there watching this video will say, "Oh, he's just a fanboy. He don't really care about what gamers want." I'm a gamer. Gaming is my life. I have a PlayStation 4 Pro, and I wanted the original Xbox One ones that came out at launch. And I've always played on both my consoles, and I'm very happy with my consoles and the exclusives and all the third parties that I have for both consoles. And I'm okay with that. I own a PC that can run certain games 60 frames per second, 1080p, if I chose to do that. But I don't, because my PC is for my work. My laptop is for my work. It's what I do at home to make money for my family. It's not what I game on. And I'm okay with that. And a lot of you gamers out there need to just chill, step back, and realize that Phil Spencer has not lied to you. He has not promised you something that he hasn't delivered. And he's comfortable and confident in what this console can do. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to leave a link to the video I did last week E3 explosions, and I showed the interview he did with GameSpot when they asked him about Destiny 2 and the frame rates and what his answers was. And then you let me know, do you think this man is sweating about what's happening with this console? I don't think so. Thank you for staying to the end of the video. If you like content like this, make sure you hit that like button. I really appreciate it. It helps out the channel. And then it lets me get out there to more people to spread my ideas of why I feel like gaming is a lifestyle and not a hobby. And if you like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well to get more content like this. My name is Dmac. You've been watching Dmac's Mad Gaming, and I'm out.